is that sound in a quarter?
I don't know. Yeah. No one was making noise. Sounds like a fucking shotgun.
It feels like there's something watching us here. Like I feel like it's over here now.
It looked like somebody was standing there, looking at me. And then all I did was turn, and it was just right there, blacker than black. Right by.
Welcome to County Line Area Paranormal Society. Paranormal investigations, blessings, peace of mind, research and theory. Presents a collaborative investigation featuring special guests such as Hey, thanks for checking out this video of our second time investigating Gettysburg. If you haven't seen our first visit to Gettysburg with Pint Paranormal, I'll link it at the end of this video. We were joined by Frank from Arcane Paranormal this time, and we captured some interesting things. One in particular, I'm still not sure how to explain. But, before we get into it, please consider taking a moment to like and subscribe. You know what they say, one small click for man, one giant click for mankind. Or, it's something like that, I think. Anyways, make sure to stick around till the end for the funny moments. The Battle of Gettysburg, fought from July 1st to July 3rd, 1863, is considered the major turning point of the Civil War, and also the bloodiest single conflict, with around 50,000 soldiers from both sides perishing. The battered Confederate Army was forced to withdraw, giving the Union a major win. This inspired Lincoln's famous Gettysburg Address. The 5th US Cavalry was originally formed in 1855 as the 2nd Cavalry Regiment after the Mexican War, fighting in over 40 different engagements with Indians and Mexican bandidos alike. In 1861, Colonel Robert E. Lee left his command of the regiment, as well as other members who were loyal to the South, leaving to serve in the Confederate Army. The regiment was rebuilt with new officers and recruits loyal to the Union, and was redesignated as the 5th United States Cavalry shortly after under the Army of the Potomac, fighting 4 other battles before Gettysburg, including fighting against former comrades who had left the regiment to fight for the South. On July 3rd, they attacked the Confederates and were engaged for 4 hours at this spot, until the action was brought to a close by heavy rain. By the end of the fight, 4 men were wounded and 1 was missing. After fighting in other conflicts, they were involved in one of the last battles of the war, the Battle of Appomattox Courthouse, where they watched their former commander, General Robert E. Lee, surrender to the Union Army. The 5th United States Cavalry Regiment lost over 60 men killed or mortally wounded, and over 90 men to disease. They took part in 125 battles during the Civil War. Its command changed 34 times during the war. This monument is one of the least visited in Gettysburg, with some not being able to find it, but those who manage to may be in for a surprise. Locals say when you approach it, you should take a photo and check for a mysterious red orb, and, if you see it, that you need to leave. One group, after seeing this red orb, decided to ignore this warning, and when one of them ran straight ahead where they thought they saw the orb, he was knocked to the ground and couldn't get up. Immediately, they took another photo where they captured the red orb directly above him. What is this infamous red orb that's found at this monument? Is it the missing soldier looking for his comrades? Or is it something inhuman entirely? Join us in our search for answers as we investigate Gettysburg at the 5th US Calvary Monument. Before we even had time to set up equipment, we captured an EVP. Was it from a soldier who fought in the Civil War? As I started getting stuff unpacked, Frank saw something in the woods nearby. This spirit makes more appearances later in the video too.
Brian, do you feel like there's anything over there, straight in front of me?
Straight in front of you?
Yeah, like behind that one big tree up there. I just feel like there's something watching us here. Like I feel like it's over here now.
Well, maybe it's the... When we first got here, it could have been a squirrel or something. But right here in this area, it sounded like rustling, like footsteps running, something over here when we first got here. Is somebody walking around out there?
After getting some equipment set up, we started asking questions with more EVPs being captured, which led to us doing an EVP session. This is where things got interesting and also complicated.
Okay, if there's anybody here, there's a device right here you can use to talk to us. You can touch it and it'll light up.
Is there anybody here from the 5th Cavalry? If there is, can you please make yourself known?
What do you think of Abraham Lincoln?
Do not be scared. Can you tell me your name? We're not here to hurt you. We're not here to scare you. We're here to hear your story. If you speak and talk into this device that I'm holding, I can play it back and I can hear what you're saying.
What was that sound in a quarter?
I don't know. Yeah. No one was making noise. Sounds like a fucking shotgun. You want choke?
It's this device that I'm holding. I can play it back. And I can hear what you're saying.
That sounds like a shotgun.
Yeah.
And now I'm creeped.
Like a shotgun. Because that's your camera sounds.
Is there anybody out there? You see anyone with their goggles?
I haven't seen anybody yet.
Still, that sounds like it's right next to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it's some redneck farmer a mile away,
No.
shooting through the woods.
No.
It sounds like it was right next to you.
Yeah. But they didn't have shotguns back then.
To me, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
That's weird.
well, just think of this. When you're protecting something, when you're protecting your house and stuff like that, first thing, like the iconic thing is the shotgun noise.
Yeah.
Well, if this red orb is, whatever it is protecting this, it just seems interesting.
Yeah, that's possible.
Well, I went to that spot because it looked like somebody was standing there, looking at me. And then they kind of like ducked and turned.
Maybe the spirit's not from the Civil War.
Possibly.
Maybe he's a later spirit.
That could be a possibility.
When we heard this in person, we thought it was the sound of a pump-action shotgun. But if you're a history buff like me, you know they weren't running around Gettysburg spraying lead with shotguns like rednecks during a home invasion. Where things get more complicated is a pump-action shotgun was invented by Christopher Minor Spencer in 1882, or John Moses Browning in 1893, depending on where you do your research. This is well after the Battle of Gettysburg ended in 1863 and when the entire Civil War ended in 1865. Even though Spencer didn't have his early model pump-action shotgun on the battlefield at this time, he did have his 7-shot repeating rifle out by 1860, which was later adopted by the Union Army, especially the cavalry, who this monument is dedicated to. I'll play the clip again along with the other guns, so gun enthusiast, let me know in the comments what you think the sound is. Could this be the ghostly remnants of the sounds of battle still playing to this day? Or is this the result of a lone spirit protecting the area? We decided to do another EVP session to determine if this was the case. Still not sure if there was a spirit there, I decided to ask Anna, who is a spirit attached to a doll I picked up. You might remember that from our Beyond 360 video, which I'll link at the end of this video if you haven't seen it already. I do plan on doing a standalone video about spirit attachments in the future, so you can look forward to that. She tends to follow me places, and I knew she followed me there, so I decided maybe she could help bring a spirit through to talk. So I tried a dowsing rod session to find out. Did you follow me here? Are you here with me now? Okay. And if you're here, we think there's another spirit here. Can you confirm that? Is there a spirit here besides yourself? Cross the rods if the answer is yes. Both rods, sweetie. Is there a spirit here besides yourself? All the way is the answer yes? Okay. She's saying it is. The other spirit, cross these rods when you're here with me. Come in to talk, friend. Hannah, bring him in. Bring him to talk. Thank you. Was this your property? Focus hard. Cross the rods for yes. Was this your property? Yes. So it was your property. Did you make that shotgun sound? Tell me the truth, we're not afraid. Did you make that shotgun sound that we heard? Come on,
Tell me the truth. Come in, friend, come in.
By your monument.
Did you make that
Come up to
shotgun
it.
sound?
It'll go off. Can you please come stand in front of the monument? Wherever you are.
So you did make that shotgun sound.
There's a gentleman. Protect your land.
Okay.
You have a shotgun. Okay.
Are you happy that we're here, friend? Do you protect this land? Both rods, friend. Do you protect this land? Both rods. Yes, you protect this land. Did you make that sound because you protect this land? You made the sound because you protect this land. Okay.
If you're
Apparently he is here, and he did make that sound, and it was his property.
At this point, we had been there a while, so we decided to relax and see if we could feel or sense anything, when the spirit made another visit and we captured this EVP.
Whoa. Motherfucker. Holy sh...
What?
Okay, hold on. I gotta do this again. Move the way you moved just now. Did you move?
No.
I moved over here.
I moved my head though. That's about it.
Right here. Darker than dark. A shadow figure went boom,
Oh, I missed it in the
right
camera up.
fucking by there.
Never put the camera down. As soon as I put it down, I miss it.
It was darker than dark. And it went right across the ground. Man, that gave me fucking chills. As soon as I turned around, I caught it. And it went right there. And it was probably this wide?
Size of a person.
Yeah. About a width of a person that just went right here.
After capturing some evidence, we decided to pack up and leave the 5th US Calvary Monument with more questions than we had answers. Is the 5th US Calvary Monument haunted? Possibly, but not in comparison to the stories. We did seem to capture some residual activity, but that can be found in most of Gettysburg. The main reason you might be able to classify this location as haunted is the entity that seems to protect this area. And I feel we captured just enough EVPs to say it's very possible he's there. However, we didn't capture as much activity from him as I hoped in order to have more definitive answers. I didn't feel anything negative there, and I'm very disappointed we didn't capture the mysterious red orb. Perhaps he lived on or near this land and his purpose is to protect it, and only becomes very active when people visit there with malicious intent. Just a thought.
Yeah. Okay. So you know that now.
Yes, your flash.
Flash forward, let it turn it off.
Your flash definitely works.
I put the REM pod on the wall. Right here where we saw the shadow.
What REM pod?
The REM pod up there.
It's right there.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna put it on the log.
I thought you said you put it on the log.
No.
I was gonna say, well, someone moved it because it's over there now.
I'd have to stomp really hard. Try it on the log.
It's a better idea.
Put it on the log and knock on the log. Yeah.
Oh, that's much better. Brian.
Wow, really, Brady?
That's disgusting. Mark that in the corner. Someone stepped on something.
Thanks for watching our return to Gettysburg. Consider checking out our first trip to Gettysburg and our Beyond 360 video to see how much fun we have before investigations with our friends at Paranormal.